in his lane against Zai. It was just him, and him and MP were really the only ones. They were struggling in that top lane.
Yeah. The tri lane for Immortals didn't go the best, unfortunately. And in their opening here, first of all, Optic is only picking green heroes. Don't know if that's on purpose or not, but I think the Pugna is a good response to Puck, and Ursa Spirit's also very good against it, because if you put another ward down and Puck spends any mana, then it's going to interrupt his blink and really limit his combo potential. So he's got to be a little bit more careful in team fights how to initiate. And Ursa Spirit obviously disables, silences, stuff like that.
10
So
seconds
seems
remaining.
pretty good opening. Spirit Breaker was real OP, I must say. I think that hero's pretty dirty right now, but against Pugna or Spirit, I think it's doable with Optic Gaming right now. I think they can handle it.
I think my favorite part of this draft so far is that Optic have got all green heroes, but Immortals have got all blue as well. Like, it's all matching.
Oh, damn,
it's
dude.
all
You're
matching.
so right.
We're gonna have. I mean, they banned the Night Stalker, but I mean, I could foresee some few picks. If you could pick out of all of the green heroes, what would you pick right now for Optic as your next hero?
I mean, first thought was Viper, but they've already got a Pugna, so that's impossible. I'm gonna have to look this up. This is too important to pass up.
Could be an offlane Pugna. Could be.
Offlane Pugna. I'm not so sure. That doesn't sound very good. I don't know.
I've seen it ran. We saw it in a series the other day. It did work out kind of well because he's super speedy, you know. He can just run around all over the place. But I did see a team run it. I'm not going insane. I swear to God.
What about Wraith King? Wraith King for Optic Gaming?
Yeah. And there's a variety of stuff.
Necrophos is still in there.
Oh yeah.
Medusa.
He might just sneak past actually.
Nature's Prophet, Death Prophet. Does Tiny count? He has a green beard. He uses a tree. I think that counts. He's a green hero. That
If you
counts.
get his Immortal, he does have a green weapon. So
5
Yeah,
seconds
that's true.
remaining.
Is it? I don't even remember what it looks like.
You were
Is that the one I
literally
was
playing
using?
him on your stream just
Oh,
literally not an hour
It's
ago.
like yellow. It's like the color of pea. That's not. I guess.
It's green.
All right. I guess the Optic logo is a little bit neon, so I guess it counts. Somewhere
Yeah,
between
you can do it.
grass and urine. That's maybe the way to describe it. Not my favorite color, believe it or not. But boy, does it fit Pugna. That's the hero. And I also find it funny that CCNC was complaining about heroes like Pugna yesterday. Look, now he's about to play Pugna.
Yeah.
He's trying to tell us ahead of time. He's like, please, guys. I understand it's an unfair hero, but I have to play it.
You can complain about heroes and still play them, you know. You can just be part of the problem until the patch comes out. That's
Only
why I
game
asked him. I asked him the question. You know, what heroes are you looking forward to coming back like into the meta game, or looking forward to playing again, like in the next patch, if you were to pick? And he gave me a really cop out answer. He was like, I just want the Kaza heroes to be banned. You know, he doesn't just doesn't want to play the Pugna or the Necro or the Lich anymore. What about you? If I directed a question at you, what heroes do you want to see, you know, back at the forefront of Dota?
I don't know. I random a lot, so it's I don't know. I have I guess I don't have too many heroes I'm super passionate about that are just trash right now, I guess.
Okay.
So that's why it's a little bit difficult to answer, I suppose.
It's a difficult question, yeah, because the game is in a very good state. Aside from the Lich, the Necro, and everything else, in terms of balance, you can run a lot of crazy stuff, but they actually banned the Nature's Prophet.
That's always what people are going to complain about, is the really strong heroes that do too much. I think maybe Skywrath Mage. Kind of wish Sky was a little bit better. Maybe someday Wind Ranger will be a hero. Someday.
I love Wind Ranger as a hero. I really do. I do want it to be back into the gameplay. She's one of those heroes, like, you know, when I mean, you probably can't think back this far, but when you're first getting into Dota, like, the thing that really hooks you is finding a hero that really you just smash. Game in, game out. You don't care. You just play it, right? For me, that was Sven as my first one, and then it was Wind Ranger after that. Once I was just slamming the Wind Ranger games, and she's also got a...
used to spam Darkseer games back then in Dota 1, and you couldn't really... Iron Shell was like not very obvious. It was like this like kind of ghostly blue shell that was around your hero, and I would just wreck people with Darkseer all the time because they didn't understand standing near me kills them. It wasn't like the most... It's like your screen didn't flash red. It was just like you'd have to realize, hey, I'm losing HP, you know. Darkseer was one of my favorites. Bristleback used to call him the PP pig because people would plug pull. It was like the only way to leave without getting on the ban list or whatever. Because people, it's like the same thing. People don't understand how strong he was. Things like that. Maybe Death Prophet was a big favorite back then. But that was about it.
5 seconds.
Beastmaster again for Optic. Not very green, but he's friends with animals which live in nature, which is green. So we'll let this
you can
one pass.
relate it. Yeah, I can let it pass. That's going to be Zai's hero most likely, and
you know they should draft
Immortals will be
Juggernaut
picking.
because of Healing Ward, which is green.
And he needs to have the Arcana as well. Oh, I thought you meant for
that's more
Immortals.
Like bluish.
Yeah, Immortals should draft Juggernaut because of the blue Arcana.
That's a good point. It could really go both ways. Well, there it is, Jakiro. That's a blue
I'll
hero.
allow it.
Half blue, half red.
Yeah.
No surprise at all to see him pick there. I would say it's pretty good, I guess. I don't know if it's good against Beastmaster, I'd say. I don't know if they're going to put it in a 1v1 again. But I think Jakiro's still very good. It's just the way they built him last game, it was about becoming tanky. And when you build super tanky super early as a core, it's naturally one of the things you do with Jakiro. But if you build that way and you don't get an advantage, then it can really fall off because it's hard to do things to catch up. Because tankiness is more like, we're going to get tanky, we're going to win a team fight, and then we're just going to rax you really early, is their goal. But that got slowed down for them. He didn't really have an ability to push forward past that point, which was one of the hard parts. Lion is a hero that actually has not been touched much.
Pow.
But
yeah.
Could be very good here.
I love Lion as a hero, but yeah, unfortunately he hasn't seen much play in recent times. But yeah, he still has his places. You know, he's got a decent stun, the Hex as well, a lot of disables, and that big old finger ulti, which you can just absolutely demolish people. But why do you think the Lion has been picked here for Optic? What do they foresee in this?
I think it's just
pick?
Extra disable. I mean, if they get a Blink Dagger, it makes killing Puck heaps easier. Because if they have to rely on Earth Spirit doing like a rolling boulder smash, those are hard to execute, and it's easy for Puck to dodge it. So I think Lion is good disable wise. Obviously, he's got lots of burst damage too. He's going to work really well with Pugna actually. If somebody gets decrept, and at that point, Pugna's probably got 4 points in decrep, and Lion uses Finger of Death. That's 60% amplified magic damage against that target. So I think Lion works well with Pugna. He gives them the lockdown they might need against Puck. The problem, though, is that he is not very personally survivable. So he's going to have to, if he gets initiated on by either some magic damage, maybe a Batrider, that's where Lion has some trouble. So I assume it's going to be PPD playing the Lion this game. He's probably going to be buying a lot of wards and stuff like that, maybe. But if he does have a good game and gets a fast blink, he's absolutely going to be a terror this game. He could be really effective. He can stop Spirit Breaker charges. He can stop Puck. He can initiate on Batrider. He can react to Batrider lassoing. It's going to have some lane issues for sure, but I think it's a playable pick here.
All right, now you're going to see the last few bans coming out. Somehow Lich squeaked past in the second stage of bans as well. That's been another hotly contested hero. In the current state of Dota, but we're going to be getting to the last few bans now as well. The Draugon.
I don't think Lich is very good against Immortals playstyle, because it definitely gives you a lane advantage, but it doesn't fight well really early. It's more like you win by attrition. They get less experience than you, less gold. Yeah, it can gank a little bit. Yeah, the team fight is pretty good, but you need heroes that are pretty much ready to fight by level 1, level 2. Otherwise, Immortals is probably going to run you over. So it kind of comes down to the carry now for Optic Gaming. It's got to be something good at battling. I assume it's just going to be a Sven here.
Yeah, I mean, with the AM gets banned out, so they don't have that option anymore. But do you want something to fight early into this Immortals lineup? I mean, they've just picked up the PL. Sven would make a lot of sense, like you were mentioning.
Yeah. It'd be pretty good. It definitely has some issues. There's a lot of magic damage. There's a lot of slows and things like that. They do go for the green hero. The green lane ward.
Of course.
I think Jug can work just fine. Jug is also better at lane. Sven versus Batrider is not very good because Sven's mostly going to get kited, whereas Juggernaut can just spin and kill Batrider. He can also spin to remove Napalm. It's lane-wise, it's so much better, and he can just eventually build to be effective against a Phantom Lancer. So I think Jug is absolutely a safe pick. It should work just fine. They don't have the best frontline heroes. That's kind of an issue. They don't have the best initiators. That's kind of up to like Lion, Beastmaster, Earth Spirit on Optic's side, but they could also just stomp their lanes and push super fast. Would be another thing they could do, using Pugna, Juggernaut, Beastmaster kind of stuff while Lion farms
right,
the blink.
yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see how this ends up. I think Immortals has some lackings in terms of ganks. Like obviously Spirit Breaker is great for charging, and a Puck can move around pretty fast, as can a Batrider, but they don't have that much burst damage, and that could be a big issue for them this game.
Okay, well, we'll head into it. I mean, yeah, all the things you're mentioning, you got a lot of pushing potential coming out of Optic here. You got a Never Blast to really run down those towers, the Beastmaster as well, with all of his little pets, and the healing ward for that, just that extra bit of sustain. But some early smokes coming out from both these teams. They're going to be looking to get some early wards down as well. Good luck, have fun is called, and Febby and Misery just going to be passing each other like ships in the night. Oh, Misery might just pop off that smoke, but I think Febby is out of there. Oh,
It will break.
They know each other's there. Yeah.
I'm sure Misery was pretty worried there because he was on the low ground, didn't know where his opponent was. So they both play Swords. Do they have a sentry though? No, I'm not seeing anything.
Febby's still just running into each other. I mean, Febby hasn't... Oh, he has leveled up Greater Bash actually pretty early on. Going for those right clicks. Yeah.
I guess they're probably tri-laning is what's happening.
Do you agree with that?
It's... maybe not. It's probably just a dual lane. The Spirit Breaker will be in lane, he'll right-click the supports, and that'll give Batrider some more safety. It's probably what's going on here.
30
Okay.
seconds.
They're actually just drawing out the sort of their pathing that they took. PBD does have a sentry. I'm just looking to see where he places this because that spots it, right? That just gets it.
He's got it.
Yeah. This guy, intelligent gameplay. And Febby actually got their ward as well, so they know exactly where they've been placing them. With the exception of the top lane up here, you can see there's a very deep ward currently on the off lane right now for the Radiant side, which they haven't spotted. So that's going to provide some decent vision as it goes on. But Forev is caught out of position here. There's a stun for PPD. Don't want to use it just yet. Forev going to be in a bit of damage. Nice stun. Along with the rolling boulder, going to be trying to basically do enough damage to bring him down. Nice bash though by Febby. I mean, completely unintentional, but it's going to push them off for the time being.
That's pretty bad for IMT here. Forev's going to not be full HP for a while. They also might just kill Febby too.
Yeah, no charge to get out of that mess.
It would have been
a tough
hard.
one.
They would have had to spin to use all of their abilities. They would have probably not killed him. I mean, Spirit Breaker's really tanky, so would have been a hard kill.
So we got Zai is going to be facing off against this dual lane right now, Dubu and QO. This in a safe lane. Meanwhile, the mid matchup is going to be CC and C up against the Puck here. What's this mid matchup like in terms of kill potential for either the Puck or the Pugna?
I don't think Pugna's ever going to get a Decrypt Blast off on the Puck unless Puck really messes up or tries to phase shift an auto attack or something. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I think really just comes down to the ganks mostly. I feel like CCNC maybe has more kill potential because when Lion and Earth Spirit rotate, that's definitely enough disables.
Zai top, he's going to get Jewel Breath. He's super weak. Dubu, one more right click might just be enough. He tangos. Zai is down. First blood going to Dubu here. Oh boy.
Yeah, those two heroes are actually really strong level 1. Spirit Lance does 100 damage, as does Dual Breath, so maybe just a bit more damage than he expected to take. Picks up an Iron Talon as well, so he can just jungle if he really needs to.
What is Febby's positioning right now? What's he up to
It's just
in this jungle?
Pull. That's all. So if he does so, Misery's experiences him. Oh, dude, that was actually so good.
Oh,
Alright, that was so sick by Misery, actually, because doing the rolling boulder dragged a projectile, and as a result, it created aggro and completed the pull. For one creep.
He got the one. Yeah, he got the one.
But it was cool. I mean, he was in trouble either way, because he was surrounded by creeps and all, but...
Yeah.
So basically, just Febby's trying to completely offset what Misery's doing. Nice rolling boulder there. It's going to guarantee the bounty.
Misery is he's styling right now. PBD is going in for the rotation here. Febby's still level 1 reminder, so he does not have the charge. He needs to be careful here. These right clicks, they do add up, but Misery eating a ton as a result. Stun still available. PBD lays it down. Right clicks as well. Now we see CCNC. He's got that haste rune. Very lucky. Never blast into the Decrepify. Collects a nice and easy kill there for Optic.
Just in and out with what he needs. Dubu doing a good job as well, staying on the high ground here, waiting to see where Beastmaster's jungling, so he'll limit that. Just Optic getting a lot of what they need. Immortals do have slightly more gold at the moment, but it's got to be like super small. And on the bright side of it as well, Forev has been, because those supports were chasing the Spirit Breaker for so long, that means Batrider gets all the experience that he needs and his ability to last hit. So
yeah, he's gonna get level 3 off the back of that now, so happy to just get his farm as much as he possibly can. He's got his boots at least, so he's got that going for him, but things being spammed out in this top lane right now. QO is got reasonable free farm. They're going to be pulling this lane in as well, so there'll be some easy last hits for him. But we see MP sends out the orb. CCNC is winning this lane quite handily. Never Blast is a hell of an ability for just claiming these last hits against him and whatnot, and even still winning the lane even though he made that quick detour to get the kill onto
yeah, that must
Febby.
have been really bad for his gold per minute, you know. Having to walk all the way over there for a kill.
Walk all the way there with a haste rune and get a kill.
It's pretty tough.
Detrimental. Not efficient. Not efficient. But
it was not first blood, but
yeah. Still, there's potential down in the bottom lane. I mean, Pycat's eating a bit of damage here. We see rotations coming out. Misery rolling, bowling forward. Gonna get that stun off as well. Along with the blade for a great
stun.
double stun by PPD. They end up committing onto Forever and bring him down. Wonderful little kill there.
That's a great boulder smash. Both of the heroes hit 2 stuns. 2 people with their stuns, both Misery as well as PPD, so really effective here. I mean, Febi's having a really tough game, but I think he's slightly offset by Zai. Zai's also having a tough game. Dubu's the same level. So zoning him from farming. I think the game looks pretty equal at the moment, though it kind of seems like Optic Gaming has been playing a little better, but we'll see.
Yes.
Oh, we killed that Spirit Breaker illusion, a whole 2 gold.
Wow. Oh, big money. Big roller. High roller, I believe, is the correct term, but I'm going to go with that. I mean, right now, Immortals, they've completely cut out this top lane. And, I mean, they've got Dubu there as well. Liquid Fire leveled up, and level 1 has got a pretty hefty cooldown on it, so they are going to be slowly trying to bring down this tower. And already down to half HP, so they do have a decent amount of push available to them. But now we see some rotations coming out. You can see Zai shows face for the time being in the lane. Misery is ready and waiting behind them, though. Does have a stun, but not opting to use it. And the courier get pinged out there. They do recognize that it is coming.
Yeah, they were Misery's just sitting there just in case there is a gank that comes on Zai at the same time. This is a good time to dive because if you kill the offlane hero with a gank, then you're probably going to take the tower. So he was a little bit worried about maybe Febi showing up, charging in, or something like that. So he slightly wastes his time, but ultimately that's very good. Because guaranteeing that Zai gets a little bit more is not a bad thing to lose. Looks like a smoke. Yeah,
Immortals will be using a smoke here straight down the mid lane. They've drawn the path they want to be taking here, but they might be running directly to CCNC. Is that the target they want to be going for here? It is indeed. Charge comes down, Jewel Breath as well. Dream Coil on top. CCNC will be falling surely from this.
Oh, the late drain.
By himself, going to be trying to life drain Febi away. He's going to survive and come out with a kill. On top of this, surely not. Neverblast on top. MP has he bit off more than he can chew. Dodging, juking. The raindrop's going to be trying to save him. He trades out. Gets a double kill on the lane, turning that around thanks to brilliant rotations from the rest of Optic.
It looks so bad for them. I thought for sure that Pugna was dead, but Raindrop absolutely saving his life twice there.
Yeah,
the first proc was at the start, the second proc was when the Puck Orb came through, so I mean, it's not all bad for Immortals, because at least the Jakiro does kill the Puck and they get some experience for that, but that's 2 kills there. Pretty big pressure PPD now too.
Yeah, gets the stun off onto Febi, but getting ran down with a Jewel Breath is going to be slowed. CCNC, however, moves forward. Just hasted up. Frog just roaming around, and somehow CCNC manages to find a kill off the back of it. PBD did not fall. He survives with only about 70 HP to his name. And again, turning these kills around in favor. The downside to it, though, is that the top tier 1 has been taken on the way of Immortal, so they are going to be sitting with this advantage so far. But for the time being, these rotations on the mid, on CCNC have not been working out for them in the slightest. And Zai might be falling in the top lane. No, the TP rotation by PPD will force QO back.
He's doing a really good job forcing these supports to rotate. I think QO's had huge pressure on this game, despite being a safe lane carry. Just constantly playing aggressive, knowing that he can get away with it. He's doing a great job. Definitely helps that Optic Gaming is just not very mobile. That's one of the big advantages that they have over him. Pycat's been in his lane, Frev has been in his lane, but they're kind of just trading here.
Well, still Pycat just farming away. He is currently sitting at the top of the CS chain, so to speak, and who's coming out from them, but passive play for the time being. It's going to be buying them a little bit of space with that tier 1 going down top, so Optic need to be a little bit careful of that one. But items wise, I mean, MP, he's nowhere near his Blink Dagger for the time being. Only got 700 gold to his name, but next item's going to be coming online quite rapidly. And Optic, they're grouping up on this mid lane. They look like they want to be starting to apply some pressure.
Dubu getting some experience top. Q is rotating back here. Nothing too special to his name just yet. Oh, that's I see they're checking the cliff. Okay, they got a free observer ward.
Ooh.
It's pretty good.
Q is still there. Just he is playing super aggressive. He does not care about a thing right now.
Just very safe to do so. They keep doing side pulls as well. They're just really limiting what. Like Zai is level 4 at 8 minutes. He's supporting. Like effectively supporting now.
Mid lane, they might want to go for a kill here. The Dream Coil was locked down onto CCNC, a charge as well, but PPD's there with a stun. Forces Furif back, and Febi forced to cancel his own charge, so they ended up expending the Dream Coil and not getting much from it.
I think maybe CCNC could have turned there, but I'm not sure if he knew Bat was 6 or not. And I don't know if he's saving a skill point or not, but If he was 6, then absolutely the right thing to do is to run there. He's also worried about SP charge, so plays it safe, nobody dies, and they don't really lose that much other than Batrider's rotation, so now they can just pressure mid, and if you can get a disable off on Puck, this would be huge.
Oh, here we have it. The Hex as well lays it into the stun to Crepify. Oh, the Omni Slash, a bit of a misplay there, but I mean, at the end of the day, they get the kill, but they expended a lot for that. Omni Slash on top of the Crepify. Not pretty.
I don't think CC was expecting the Omni. It's clear what the case was. He was like, okay, I'm going to decrep, you're going to spin, it's going to enhance your spin damage, but instead they both were thinking opposite things, so he could have just done the same without decrepping, so, but whatever, the hero dies, they get the tower really easily, and now this looks like a big advantage for Optic Gaming.
Yeah, just really cementing their lead as it stands. I mean, still early days yet, but they are currently leading in kills and just gold by a tad, but it's the objectives. That's why you want to look at the towers, which they currently have a big advantage of. The only tier 1 missing right now for Optic is their top lane, only because of the pressure that QO was laying into them. But as it stands, it's so early so far that neither side really close to any major items. I mean, MP's still about 1,000 gold off his own Blink Dagger. Just playing the farming game for the time being, just waiting it up.
Yep. Pugna's going to have an Arcane Boost ready to go with Veil, so it's definitely time to push, for them at least. Until PL gets his Diffusal finished, I don't think he's going to feel very strong. And Zai's still catching up, of course, but it's okay if he's a little behind.
DCNC has walked himself into QO, but he ended up getting the Decrepify off. Tried to life drain, but just, yeah, cancelled his own life drain, so not going to get much from that. But it will mean that Optic, they made the rotations. They are in currently top lane. This top tier 1 will most likely be falling here. The Mortals, they want to answer back. They are currently in the bottom lane as well. It is the siege creep lane as well, so they've got that catapult to help them bring down these towers. And meanwhile, in the mid, PPD ends up committing the finger there onto QO. QO stepping forward. Oh my goodness, he's going to doppelganger his way out of there. Look at that. Just escaping with only a sliver of HP.
That would have been a huge kill for PPD if he gets that. At least a level. Tons of gold to go to him. So it's a little unfortunate he didn't get it. Dubu doing quite a bit of tower damage as well with Liquid Fire. That should be denied. No? Okay, they're going to pop the glyph. Dubu's going to go. No, he doesn't have Liquid Fire for 5.
Pow. Denied. But they want to go on this. Look at this. The charge onto Misery. Misery will get the Rolling Boulder. Very close. Dangerously close, but not quite. Still, towers falling for both sides here. And we see the bottom lane being pressured as well now. It's QO. He wants to run into him here, but Pycat runs into him. Doppelganger is up. Blade Fury doing a lot of damage here. Pycat. Omni Slash. He commits it onto the wrong target. Oh, no. That's a downer right there. And let's look at this. The rotation's coming in. The Dream Core will be enough damage to bring him down. So Pycat just took a bet, hedged his bets against the illusion. To be fair to him, QO, he micromanaged that illusion beautifully. He really just took Pycat for a fool.
It's a tough position for him to be in. He probably should have just escaped rather than going for what he did. But it does end up paying for it. Omni Slash wasted. And,
mid though. Oh boy. I mean, Misery used the Rolling Boulder to initiate in there. Febby was coming from behind, but this works out against them as Febby ends up just getting stunned up there by the Boulder. CCNC happy to finish him off with the life drain and another kill going their way.
That was so much damage. Decrep is such a good skill for the amplification
it really is.
It does. I mean,
750 damage.
It's just amazing together. So MP's still split pushing a little bit. He's very close to his Blink Dagger. I don't know if this is technically behind, but his farm level is obviously not going to be close to what Pugna does, but that's just because Pugna's so fast at farming. Pushes towers, kills creep waves, kills heroes. Puck is a little bit more... needs more finesse to make that happen.
We see a lot of rotations by Optic right now. It's just smoke coming in. They might want to try and go on MP here. No, they do have Find Dubu. That's the only target they're going to get. Stuns will mean it's an easy kill for them to claim. And Optic are now fully in position here to start pressuring now this bottom tier 1 that they are so eager to take care of. Healing Ward's going to be giving them enough sustain that they can just stay in the lane for the time being. And Never Blast as well, ticking away at this tower.
Yep, there's no way they'll defend this one. They don't have Blink on bat yet. That's really what they need to make this effective. He went Drum first with Tranquils, which is a pretty good build, but they need somebody to have a Blink, and it's got to be Puck in this case.
Yeah, he's. I mean, I keep making mention to it, and he's so close to getting it now. He's only a couple of gold away from actually grabbing it, but meanwhile, the bottom lane, CCNC, finds the kill onto Fora. Fora a bit out of position here, and he too, he was going for that Blink Dagger as well, but
it was a Zyro, I think. is what happened. It was a blink on Zai. Had a tough game,
Really?
but he's been farming this whole time. He's got a blink, so must have been the kill. Oh, they're going to catch Puck. This is so bad.
That's an easy kill for them. Silent stun up as well. PPD finds it. Febby charging in as well, trying to save them from this. CCNC getting the life drain off. Even QO is going to be falling. This is disastrous for Immortals right now. Febby committed to it. Another blast taking away almost half of his HP. Happy to run this guy down. Zai, the right clicks, and there you have it. Double kill for CCNC. And, you know, Optic. Oh my goodness. This is honestly phenomenal gameplay coming out from them. Really not making any mistakes, if any at all.
I just love that they have this big push lineup, but they're not just thinking about the tower, they're thinking about the heroes that are going to rotate. The fact that the Lion and the Earth Spirit were sitting over there on the cliff with the ward, knowing that somebody was probably going to rotate to try to wrap around. They were ready for that, they got the puck. Honestly, they could have probably killed any hero that came, just about, except for maybe, I don't know, who knows, Spirit Breaker or something, but they get the kill, puck dies, it guarantees the rest of the fight. And in the meantime, it was when PL was going in, and he was probably expecting puck to be in the area as well, so it was just perfect timing and a little bit of mind games for him to spread out like that, but it super paid off. 4K advantage for Optic Gaming, another tier 2 tower has fallen, they still haven't lost their safe lane tier 1, they have so much map control right now.
Very remnants of the first game that we saw between them, and Duo shows himself in the lane. Optic are in the positioning, but so are Immortals in the high ground, and they want to be trying to initiate into them right now. CCNC is the target, but Pycat, he gets lassoed up. Meanwhile, he's getting pulled all over the goddamn place, and they will find themselves a kill onto PPD at least, but now CCNC, he will be the next one to crepifies himself up with a Diffusal Blade just to purge it off so they can claim that one, and double kill for Febby. Meanwhile, in the upper jungle, Pycat, he got lassoed up there, Blade Fury away, but he's getting charged now. And again, with the following members of Immortals on his tail. Febby, though, he gets stunned. Great rolling boulder coming out from Misery just to deny that charge up. And Pycat might still have an opportunity to survive. Buys up the TP. Still off cooldown for another 5 seconds. He needs to dodge and juke for as long as he possibly can now. But with the orb, that'll be enough damage. Waning Rift on top takes him out. So Immortals getting some much needed kills to turn this game back into their favor.
Yeah, not bad for them by any means, but they haven't got any towers out of it is the downside. So as long as Optic Gaming is on the enemy side of the map, when they do take those fights and lose them by a little bit, it's not the worst thing in the world. The Diffusal Blade was definitely very helpful against Pugna as well. Should break through Decrep, instantly get that kill. He's going to go for a Blink Dagger next to help himself weave in and out of fights a bit better. It'll make a big difference, but when he fights, maybe not as straightforward as it was a moment ago.
No. Yeah, it's now what was once a 4K gold lead is now really just gone down to just a meager 1 for Optic, and that bottom tier 1 finally goes down. QO is enough to pressure that one down by himself. But, you know, starting to raise some questions now. Immortals need to get a few tier 2 towers under their belt if they want to try and really gain a big advantage into this game, because Optic still have that massive amount of push. All they need to do is win, realistically, one team fight, get one opening, and the amount of push they've got, the amount of sustain, they can easily bring down these towers in a rapid fashion.
Yeah, both teams very good at that, actually. I mean, maybe Immortals has a little bit less at the moment. It's basically just, what, PL and 2 points of Liquid Fire. But they're still farming, still split pushing, still farming. It looks like they'll give up this tier 2 bottom. They don't want to fight here.
Yeah, really just letting it go for the time being. It's the Optic, they're getting the movements going. I mean, PPD is leading his squad on a little adventure there. He's got the wards in hand. Probably a little warding mission, but he's going to get spotted by that Observer ward.
It's definitely cool what they did there. I mean, they realized their opponents have cliff vision already, so they'd have to get there, deward the ward, and then take a better fight, but doing so is going to be difficult. So what they did instead is they, very early on, ran ahead to go anticipate the split push, and as a result, they're going to get a tier 2. And now if they TP home, then they're also going to be able to defend their racks. But CCNC is going too late here. Here comes, never mind, they'll just kill him.
Life drain onto him, I mean the stun as well. Febby is gone here, there's no way they can sort of help him out here, but meanwhile in the bottom lane as well, Omnislash committed by Pycat. He moves in, Blade Fury going to be doing enough damage as well. Optic already claiming 2 kills meanwhile in different sections of the map. QO, the magnetizes on him. Diffusal Blade onto Pycat to try and stop him now, but Zai, he blinks forward. Now the Doppelganger into the trees, wants to try and escape. Really desperate to try and get himself a way out of there with Forev alongside him. Optic are desperate for these kills right now, really just trading and trying to follow it up. PPD is hot on their tails, but he does not have the Blink Dagger in hand to try and really jump on them for the disable, so they might just have to opt for no one. But no, they're going aggressive. The Shrine was used. Great prediction by Optic to know that they were going to be going for that, and they have the damage output, so they do manage to take out QO for 45 seconds.
That was a big catch by PVD. That was ahead. Not only did they split push with Pugna, but they also hid the line nearby. They knew there would be a charge because they had a good chance of interrupting a TP. And if they do that, then Lion can't be at that bot fight. I'm sorry, Pugna can't be at the bot fight. So Lion interrupts that, kills the Spirit Breaker, and then it's just straightforward. Everybody TP's back and they take an advantageous fight. So it's really, really well played there by Optic Gaming.
So Thorov on, or Thorov I should say, on Immortals, very close to his own Blink Dagger. CCNC has just picked up his own. He'll be getting that delivered as well. He was saving for the buyback for the time being, and I mean, Thorov does not want to buy it just yet. He's just going to TP back home. Now he gets it, so he's not going to be saving for the buyback, but it's a big pickup.
In the base, you know, and people don't see you. It's two things.
That's true, yeah.
Lessos could be big here. I think his goal is probably Jug or Pugna. Definitely Pugna if he can. Getting a big core would make team fights just really straightforward. And they can also do cool stuff like drop the macro power, pull somebody through the fire. You know, they've got pretty good pick-off potential. Decent burst too. Curious.
The trouble is,
actually.
At this point though, it's hard for them to get these single pickoffs like they might have in the past with the lasso, because Optic, the way they're playing, they're grouping up very much so around the map. I mean, Zai is the only one who's showing himself alone, and Optic are really just grouping up as 4 right now, just wandering through the enemy base. They've got a lot of vision, so they do know that. And they're making the pings happen, so they do realize that the Immortals are going to probably be towards the downside of the map here on the other side of the river, but they're happy right now to push in these lanes. They have the sustain from the healing ward to really do some damage. I mean, Pycat even has his Manta Star, but this is going to be initiation. Smoke Gang coming in by Immortals. They want to fight this right away. Lasso comes out already. It's going to be CCNC. He is absolutely deleted off the map. Meanwhile, double rolling boulder will bring down 2 members of Immortals, or at least keep them out of the fight for the time being. But look at this, Omnislash committed into the background. Thorov will fall. QO also going to be cutting his maker, or not quite, gets a double kill as he will find that one onto Pycat. So they're really chasing down the rest of these kills. MP unfortunately has nothing to cancel up the TP of Zai or PPD, and PPD is still what is he doing up there? Just chilling. Just
gotta go get a TP, dude. I was collecting bounty runes. The way that Immortals initiated that was amazing. They charged on the important hero. They knew where the Pugna was, and the cool thing was that they TP'd in the PL in a way that looked really stupid. It was like, oh, let's just kill this PL. It's gonna be so easy. But the exact time it happened, he TP's in, he doppelgangs out, and that's when the Spirit Breaker charges through the trees. It was such a cool initiation. Just absolutely what they needed to do to guarantee an Optic Gaming team fight win. At least to win the fight against them. It was just amazing execution.
Much needed. They don't actually claim any objectives off the back of it, but again, winning these team fights is a good sign. Both teams very effective at pushing down objectives. It's going to get to a point in the game when they start to get some levels under their belts. The respawn times start going up and up and up, and you find that suddenly one pick-off is all you need to really take down these towers.
Yeah, could make a difference depending on who they get. The other cool thing they did is they let the Jug keep walking first, because if they would have initiated on the Juggernaut, it would have been a lot harder. Maybe Omni slashes, maybe he spins, maybe he uses Manta style. They just let him pass with the creep wave, then they hit the back line. Just everything Immortals did with that initiation was amazing. That's what they need to do to win fights, though, because right now, they're having trouble.
Oh, well, Raw was committed onto Dubu here, just at the top shrine, the life drain as well on top of that. Ended up really committing a lot to try and take that kill.
I mean, that was pretty worth it, because he killed 3 boars with Macro Pyre there, so I think he's going to be pretty happy.
Trading his life for the
It says he lost
boars.
144 gold. That was really like 70. Wasn't that bad.
Absolutely worth. Dying as well for the 30 seconds.
All the enemy team TP'd.
Okay, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, think how much advantage you got from them using teleport scrolls alone. Probably worth it.
Like 100 gold right there. Good boy. Febby is really. What is he working towards next? Then he's going for his Black King bar. I can foresee that. I mean, it's a big step up from going from just treads and earn and wand to Black King bar, but when it comes online, he's going to have some good times in these team fights at least, because the Decrepify is really hurting them.
Yeah, Decrep is huge. If he initiates and he gets Decrept, he's basically dead every time. If he can also do BKB charge into them, that way he guarantees that he's hitting bashes as he passes through heroes. That's huge, especially if he catches heroes like Puck before he uses Blink, or if Earth Spirit silences him, he's basically limited. He needs a BKB actually in this team fight. So I think it's the right choice. It's going to make him a little bit weaker later when it starts getting low on time, but I think it's the right choice if he can get it.
Alright, so looking like a Battle Fury is the item for Pycat here. He's going to be trying to build towards that next. Probably for the PL illusions, just for a bit of extra farm as well. But we see some more movements coming in by Immortals. They are smoked up. They were trying to catch out CCNC, but he TP's away, so he's nice and healthy in his own base. And in ward-wise, vision's pretty good for Optic. They can see a lot of what's going on, but Febby wants to get this charge going now. Zai is the target in the bottom lane. They want to be trying to initiate onto it, but meanwhile, Optic are counter-engaging from behind. They know exactly what's going on. It's the old bait and switch. Zai gets cornered up right now, silenced as well for the time being, and he's going to be trying to run himself away. Dream Coil will lay him down, but as this is going on, Zai roars, turns it around. CCNC, I should say, MP, he goes down. This fight is kicking off. Optic currently trying to come out on top. As it stands, Zai ends up coming out on top with a double kill. Team fight in the back lines. Pycat getting ran down with a diffuser blade. Manta style to purge that one off. He just needs to run his way out of there, but he's surrounded by enemies right now. Ice Path is going to lock him up. PPD hiding within the trees gets a nice two-man stun, which will set him up for a kill as Misery finds that one onto Dubu. Now Kyo has to run himself away. Never Strike, or I should say, not going to work out. He actually ends up getting stunned up, desperately trying to kill down Pycat. But he missed it. He targeted onto the creep instead. Pycat will fall though. Kyo finally going to be finding that kill with the killing spree. Absolute clown fiesta that's kicking off in this bottom lane right now as both these teams, I feel like absolutely everyone's going to be dying here, but it ends up with Immortals. They are the ones who come out on top. Nobody can kill Kyo because they just couldn't find the right illusion.
What a crazy fight. That was like 3 minutes of our life right there that they're just rumbling. I mean, the initiation from Immortals was great. They caught the Beastmaster earlier than Optic Gaming was anticipating things, but Beastmaster stayed alive so long that he got to use all of his abilities, and in the meantime, the backline gets hit as well. They blow up Pugna right away, and they only barely win that fight. That doesn't look so good for Immortals, in my opinion.
It was a rough transition. Optic with the wraparound smoke was interesting for sure.
I mean, I don't think they necessarily expected Immortals to be there yet. They were trying to be there when Immortals got there, but they were definitely late. It just sort of worked out in their favor either way, and it just really just shows they need a BKB on Pugna really badly. He's just getting killed, and he can't stop it once there's a diffusal blade. So once he gets this, he'll be in a much better place.
Invisibility.
Well, Kyo has a heart. He has just built this up. It's just a casual heart pickup straight off the bat. I mean, raw HP you can never really argue with, but he doesn't have buyback now for this next fight. He's a few gold short, only about 700. I'm going to see a deep warp placed by Febby, but unfortunately, mate, you placed that right underneath a sentry, so it's straight away going to get dewarded. Immortals, they're grouped up, they're ready to go, following like a train in the river right now.
It's kind of cool to see how Optic is standing there. They're at this choke point here, where it makes it difficult for Immortals to actually get to their side of the map. And by standing there, it makes sure that the PL didn't get wrapped around behind. So they're basically standing in interesting ways while protecting their teammates. It's working out nicely. PPD did blink forward here. Nope, they're not going to go for him.
Radiant's top tower is
I considered it for a second, but they, I believe, just want to get that tier 2 up top, which they will get. There's no contestation coming out from them. Last hit does manage to find it, so a bit of extra gold going his way. The Optic are, they're quite spread within their own jungle for the right now. I mean, I should say Pycat going to be using his Manta to push in these lanes and doing a decent job in the bottom lane, not really letting them get too much pressure on the go.
I'm not going to get too much value out of these two, but makes a lot of sense normally, and obviously you can remove silence and things like that. So push out lane safely without getting killed, slowly farm your Battle Fury. I think he'll do pretty good against the Jug later, but I think it's going to take some time here. And by the time he does get his Battle Fury, PL might be at his next item.
They notice Roshan's going on. They managed to scan the Roshan pit, just get it on the cusp, and they did spot somebody just moving in. And off the back of that, I mean, the Vision, Optic are in position if they want to be trying to contest this one.
They're not ready. Pugna doesn't have BKB yet. He's still missing about 30 gold. The ward is spotting some of their heroes, though.
And Immortals, I think, recognized that Optic were in a position that if they could re-engage, but they backed off from doing Rosh. I think they felt a bit uncomfortable with the fact that how slowly they were bringing him down. They've ended up backing off for now, but now we see Kyo, he wants to go back in there. Yeah. They got a negative armor debuff as well, along with the sticky napalm, so... It's
so hard for them to actually fight around Rosh against Immortals. Against a Batrider, how hard is that? Against a Puck, they have all these, like, jump over cliff kind of heroes. They've got a Spear Breaker. How do they even approach this fight? It's so hard for Optic to do so. So what they're doing instead is they're waiting bottom. They're waiting until maybe a hero goes bottom to anti-split push, or like even Immortals though is scared because they don't actually know where Optic is either because they've been hiding. They just spotted PPD though.
They really are petrified. And I mean, Optic are making movements now. Misery is in the vicinity, but Forev, he moves forward, blink forward by MP as well. Misery is out of there. This Roshan almost down. Slowly but surely, he will eventually be falling here. Do they want to be trying to contest it though? Finally the movements are coming in. Optic look like they want to try and approach this fight from the side. Now they're moving in. CCNC finally has his BKB. Will get stunned up though, almost straight off the bat. Not able to get as much value out of it as he might have hoped. QO stunned up for the time being. Now we see the macro player laid down, life drained by CCNC, but QO will just about escape. Never strike, used into the back. Pycat going to be disabled for the right. I mean, Optic, they no casualties on either side. Nobody falls. They look like they're still going to be going for this kill onto QO. The charge now, along with the lasso. Pycat will get disabled up. Do they have the damage to try and bring him down? Ice Path going to be really just locking them down. Optic have lost a lot of players, a lot of HP, I should say. They're so close to losing these players. In fact, Forev with the double kill now. PPD uses the finger to finish off QO in the nick of time, but Fevi moves in with the charge. That's going to be disabling PPD up enough. Omni Slash by Pycat will desperately searching for some kills. The Shrine's going to be used, doing enough damage. Manta Style turning this one around. Zai with the double kill. Blink away by MP. He is going to be surviving for now, and that has opened things up. Optic, they take a very long-winded team fight. But I mean, Roshan is an option for them. 1,700 HP, that's all he has. Pycat could easily do this right now with the healing ward.
Yeah, Puck's thinking about going in though. Uses the Shrine, he's going to be able to check Roche, sees it's low. He can't blink for 5 seconds though. I think Pycat's got this unless he gets bashed. He's waiting actually. Oh, PPD gets him and now he's going to do it.
Oh, that's Pycat. So good. Pycat takes up the Aegis, stunned up as well. MP's going to try and get out of there. Pycat is going to be right-clicking him down, but...
Yeah, he was very worried there about Puck jumping in, killing Roche, stealing the Aegis. All that stuff would have been terrible, so he just stopped attacking. Tanks Roche, waits for PPD to actually catch the line, and that was a very dangerous game for Puck to play, but I think he had to look around for the kill. Another intense fight, though. Amazing fights happening so far this game. Very, very close both ways.
It's getting to that point. I mean, Pycat's getting disabled all over the place. These team fights are really just on a nice edge the way they're decided a lot of the time, you know?
Yeah. I think the big problem for Optic Gaming there, why that wasn't more concise, is that when they initiated, they basically had to get in the pit right away. BKB, Pugno was the option they used, but they didn't quite focus fire during that BKB time period, so it's hard for them to get it.
Misery lassoed up, macro player into the ice path, a lot of damage being laid into him. PPD lays down a stun though, along with the rolling boulder by Misery, but it will be blocked as well as he tries to get out of there. Now we see the Never Strike used onto PPD, but he has to back out for the time being. Zai lays down a Primal Roar. Will actually find a kill onto Forev, so now Optic are in a position. Febi just about charges away with 30 HP. Is he going to be falling here? Not quite. He's running into the creeps, backing off. TP is away. Nobody's going to be catching him, so he will get out alive. And another team fight that was a bit strange. Only one kill on either side. Not really too much in the way of either team taking an advantage.
Yeah, just a couple catches here and there. Beastmaster really impressed me how much damage he does, that's for sure. The Solar Crest summons all his pets. Blow up Batrider really fast. And Batrider does have the armor perk as well, so... Still got killed. Almost level 20 now for Zai. And they're going to siege the high ground a little bit with Batrider dead.
They have the option too with the Beastmaster creeps. Febi charges in to just knock them back, and they've got that dual breath to push in these waves along with the liquid fire. Really does just absolutely destroy it. And Optic, they opt to just back out for now, and I'm just going to farm up for the next few items. Zai just working towards his next BKB. PPD actually is incredibly farmed. The way this game's gone for him, somehow he's managed to find himself a Blink Dagger. Now he's going to be looking towards that BKB himself. So really it is just a BKB game for a lot of these all these guys, just so they don't get disabled up and caught out of position.
The Aether Lens is kind of interesting too. He also grabbed the cast range perk, and his hex range looks like a normal disable. So this will help him stay in the backline, catch heroes like Batrider especially. Ooh, they're going to run right into this though. They could lose the Aegis here.
Pycat gets dropped onto the cliff. Do they realize this? They're going to be trying to take this team fight as well. Zai caught out of position. The Dream Coil will lock him up along with the Never Strike. Rolling Boulder sent forward will do a decent amount. Finger as well onto him. MP ends up going down. They trade it 1-for-1, but QO, he's in this fight and he wants to try and fight back. BKB going to be used by CCNC, but it's a little bit too late as he goes down. 70 seconds. No buyback. Now PPD on the run. Has the Blink Dagger off cooldown, but he's waiting for the right time just before the charge. Ends up using it a little bit early. Stun comes out. They end up cancelling the charge, instead opting to try and work their way into this backline. Optic right now are split up all over the place. Pycat wants to try and push in this mid lane. Does have TP, still has the Aegis.
Yeah, they have no lasso, they have no SB ulti, they hadn't started charge yet, so he gets out. I think the Jug wasn't swapping TP right away because I think he was considering buying back there. Because if he tries to cast TP and they have a ward on the high ground and he gets interrupted, then if he dies, he can't buy back TP. So I think that's why he was holding it for a long time there. It certainly made their team fight very difficult. There was a lot of confusing. The Macropyre Ice Path hit nothing. That was weird too. But maybe he was trying to kill the Hawk. I'm not sure. Pretty weird fight, but obviously if your carry's on a cliff the whole time, it's going to be really tough to win that one. They don't lose the Aegis at least, but I mean, this thing's going to run out soon.
Yeah, absolutely. It's on its way out. Advantage that Optic have gained from it is really just fading away quite rapidly. And QO, while all this is going on, he has just been farming steadily. I mean, he's up to his Blink Dagger now. He's very close to it. He's picked up the Sanjin Yasha, just some more stats. Have out his illusions. Along with the Heart's Mask, he's super tanky. Movement speed, yeah.
452 right now for without using Phantom Rush is pretty amazing. Now that he's got Blink Dagger, he can basically just jump on the heroes he wants to, the heroes on the back line. If he does that, it should be good for him because I think he can stay alive pretty well this game. All of the other disables are always going to be focused on Batrider, on Puck, on Spirit Breaker as they initiate, so he just needs to go for the supports on the back line, like Earth Spirit, like Lion.
Mid-tier 2 goes down. Optic claim that one for the time being, and Febby, he charges in. He wants to go onto Pikeout here, but immediately hexed up. Don't know if he realizes this was going on. Omni Slash going to be committed as well onto Febby, will take him out, but meanwhile there's a fight taking place onto the shrine. CCNC again gets lassoed up, but he's going to be using that life drain, but unfortunately gets burst down by QO. Immediate buyback coming in by Febby now as they're trying to take this fight. Dubu just about survives. The Whirling Axe is not enough to finish him up. Ice Path will lock in the creeps as well, keeping Forever alive. Zai TPing away, but meanwhile what's going on bottom? See Pycat getting absolutely destroyed by the enemy team. Double kill for QO. He's going to be happy with that one. Buyback's still available for Pycat if he chooses to use it, but I mean, Immortals now have an option. They can start to walk down these lanes, force out a few of this. This bottom lane is very pushed in. If they take advantage of that, maybe potentially force some buybacks.
Yeah, but again, pretty equal fight. I mean, the only big negative is that there was another buyback on Spirit Breaker, so he's still not even close to his Black King bar, but I mean, they're trading quite even. It just was a good initiation for them, I think. It looked quite good for Optic Gaming. They roared the PL, but there was a crucial force on the PL forward, and they also went on the back line to guarantee there wasn't chain stun follow-up from the Lion. So they disabled the chain stun follow-up, and they were able to take the fight split, but in a good way for them.
Oh, initiation in. Does not manage to get that lasso off. In fact, stunned up and disabled. Roar comes out from Zyazar to keep QO out of it, but they're already in a Never Strike into the back lines. PPD is going to get disabled. Now the Dream Core as well, just to keep them from moving away. Dubu wants to lay down the Ice Path, will connect in. It will mean the PPD falls. Zai eating a lot of damage from this Macropyre as well. CCNC now is going to be the target. He gets charged up, but now forced out. Kicked forward, Febby. Is he going to be able to get out of this? Decrepify into the Never Blast. Disarmed up, trying to run himself away. He's currently surrounded by the enemies, but the rest of his team now is coming in to try and strike back. Lasso will connect. They do manage to connect it up, and now the Ice Path to lay it in, chaining these stuns up. We see CCNC. He's trying to use his BKB to get himself the heck out of there, but it will just end up in a double kill now for QO. Running it forward. Buyback's forced out now by CCNC, and they can just force down these towers. The tier 3 can be falling. Potentially half HP. QO realizes he needs to get out of there. Omni Slash now going to be used by Pycat, but he's going to doppelganger to try and escape out of it. And now he wants to try and turn this one. Ice Path by Dubu. Laid down once again. The damage by Forev as well. Just really laying down a sticky napalm is making it so much more harder for them to get out of there. The Fusel Blade used onto Zai. He won't fall just yet, but finally, unstoppable spree for QO. CCNC now making his mark, trying to decrepify himself up to survive this one, getting pushed around all over the place. And the buyback from Zai will force, finally, Immortals out of the fight. Zai, however, does not want to give it up. He's chasing them down. The Roar comes out, will find it onto Forev, the Ice Path, as well as that. Now the doppelganger by Cure wants to try and take this fight even further. Pycat, though, using his blade through, and PPD comes back in with the finger. So much damage being laid into QO. He should be falling here, and indeed, he will. Unstoppable streak ended. Pycat going to be claiming the gold.
These fights are actually insane, just back and forth the whole time.
Crazy.
And it's
Honestly,
funny, the thing that actually guaranteed PL's death was the Mana Drain. The Necro 3 was what ensured he goes down. His Magic Wand has been great for bursting him up a bit so that he can use Doppelganger, but he is so hard to catch and kill. Between the S and Y, the Boots of Travel, and the Blink Dagger, like, I can totally see why this makes Heart so much better on PL, because he can actually disengage if things go bad for him. And it's working out well, but the one hero that's really underperforming is Pugna, and I don't even think it's CCNC's fault. It's just so hard for him to deal with the PL. The guy's got 3,000 HP, he runs at him, he does a lot of physical damage, and yeah, he can go magic immune, but that runs out eventually. And he can just catch up with Phantom Rush anyway, so it's been hard for him to be effective, but he works really well if his team is kind of chasing down his opponents. And for once, they're able to get an easy Roche. And with PL still dead for 40 seconds, maybe a crack at high ground as well.
Yeah, DD Rune still it's about to expire. Definitely helped them tear through Roshan very easily, but now Optic have an opportunity to really move in. The ward will get placed here as well, the Never ward. Now Pycat wants to assault the high ground. Going to be using that Blade Fury, making him magic immune, so the Ice Path is not going to affect him for now, but now they can start to assault this a little bit further. The Never Blast is going to slowly chip away at it. Macropire comes down. MP, though, moves into the fray. Half HP onto Pycat, but he does have that cheese on him, so he is available. CCNC, though, using the Lifeline to try and heal him up, but while this was going on, Zai ends up getting grappled up. The lasso pulls him back. This should be a kill going down, and they will find it. The backline's also going to be assaulted. Febby charging them down. They're going to be seeing that if they get one onto Misery as well, as they do end up committing the Never Strike to bring him out. And that's two players out of the equation now. No buybacks on either of them. But while this is going on, CCNC again getting ran down. Forced to use this BKB. Pops the Shrine. Getting ran down by QO. He's unstoppable. What can you do to try and really just end this? Decrepify himself. Yule's up as well now. Really trying to save himself in the fray. But now the Aegis has popped off. And that's the Aegis gone. And it will mean the CCNC will not be able to get out of here. The Ice Path laid down, stunning him up. He cannot escape. 3 critical kills for Immortals. And Purge, this is going to be the money shot right here, baby, because they got 3 players down, no buybacks available to them. They're going for these towers, and they're going for them now.
It's changed so much. It looks so good for Optic Gaming, but all of a sudden they go high ground and they take a fight that doesn't go so well. It all came down to the Batrider lasso, pulling him out of position. They did a follow-up stun with the Puck ultimate, pulling him away from that. And Optic Gaming just, they can't kill the PLs fast enough. Like, the Juggernaut needs a Mjolnir or something right now, because they just can't kill them, the Illusions, fast enough. Then it just runs down the Pugna, it runs down their other heroes. In the meantime, Febby is charging the backline. It's just really hard for them to take a fight.
These towers, or these racks will be going down now as well. Optic desperately trying to re-engage, but all it's going to mean is that PPD ends up falling. The buyback almost immediately coming in, but the lasso committed onto Misery. Now Pycat with the Omni Slash, working his magic. Febby so low, ends up getting fingered by PPD in the background, but QO is wreaking havoc right now, already with the double kill, looking for more. He might be just trying to go for it onto PPD into the base. The BM play, he brings him down, the triple kill. Does he really want to go for the Ultra? He might just get brought down by Zai. The Primal Roar will be enough. The immediate buyback coming out from them. They want to finish this game. Who's to travel onto the Siege Creep? Pycat almost brings it down. That could have been critical, but now the charge comes out. Pycat is immune to the magic damage for the time being. Febby super low still. Manta dodge. To be seen if he can do any damage now. Shrine also going to be popped off. He's desperate to try and deal any damage that he possibly can. Zai trying to help from the sidelines as well, but Pycat just melting underneath the fire right now, beneath his feet. And it will be the killing spree as Dubu claims up that kill. The racks are falling. And now it's getting to that point. 3 players down. I mean, Misery, he's going to respawn soon, but you got to consider, when do you call it?
I think it's getting real close here. They just can't deal with the PL. They're going to try to slow him down a bit, but all they have to do is run at the Pugna, and he's just done. Oh, the lasso as well. This could be it.
This could be it indeed. The Ice Path just to chain up these stuns. They can bring him down. They can take their sweet time. The BKB use CCNC desperate to try and survive this one, but he's stunned up. He ran too far away from the Dream Coil, and he will get absolutely made into mincemeat as MP runs him down. The Never Strike onto Misery. He'll be taken out of the equation. They're all dead. And I think at this point, 4 down. GG is called. PBD wants to make the claim. And we are going to be going to a game number 3.
That was a fun game.
These games are crazy.
Yeah, they're actually insane. It was so back and forth once again. I think the big difference this game was Immortals had the hero matchups that they really needed to beat their opponents. Like, Kyo just had an easy time. In the first game, he was playing PA versus a ton of magic new